not one that crashes and burns or limps along indefinitely. This book will help you do just that. Effective team leadership unfolds in 3 stages: build up, managing, and closing out. Stage 1. Build your team's infrastructure. Just like a house, a solid team needs a strong foundation. But instead of stones or cement, your materials will be early discussions about goals, roles, rules of conduct, and the metrics you'll use to gauge progress. Once you've enlisted people with the required skills and perspectives, the group must explicitly agree on what it's trying to achieve, how it will get there, and what success will look like. This is how team building really works. It's not about ropes, courses, or whitewater rafting trips. It's about reconciling individual temperaments and work styles to get the most out of each contributor and the team as a whole. You may be thinking, who has time for all these conversations? We have a job to do, and we're already in a pinch to get it done. But agreeing on how you'll do that work beforehand will make it go more quickly and smoothly. You'll have fewer conflicts to navigate, decisions to revisit, and tasks to redo. Because each group has its own quirks, you'll need to build this infrastructure every time you create a new team, and every time you lose or add members. Stage 2. Manage your team. If you've ever led a project, you know what it takes to manage tasks. You acknowledge when they're done well and on time, and when something misses the mark, you stipulate changes to get it back on track. Throughout the project, you strive for continuous improvement. The same principles apply to leading a team. When people exhibit useful behavior, such as warning others before a deadline slips, point it out. This motivates them to keep it up and reminds others of what they should do to support team goals. It's just as important to nip negative behavior in the bud. A team member stops participating in meetings, for example, or verbally attacks those who disagree with her. Just as you monitor and tweak tasks to follow a project plan, keep a close eye on how people are doing relative to the goals, roles, and rules you've all agreed on, and talk openly about problems as soon as they crop up. It sounds simple, but most team leaders don't do this. Instead, they let issues go unaddressed until someone explodes in frustration, or until everyone mentally checks out, bringing work to a standstill. Stage 3. Close out your team. Say you're almost ready to turn your prototype over to engineering, for example, or to present recommendations to the board of directors. You should be elated, right? The team is so close to achieving its goals. But you've noticed that people are skipping meetings or spending time on other work. What's happening? When the finish line is in sight, team members often lose their focus, drive, and patience. They start thinking about the next project, or obsessing about all their other work that has piled up. You may feel the same impatience to move on. Now, more than ever, it's critical to motivate team members and yourself to wrap things up properly and capture best practices to apply next time around. That's what this 3rd stage is about. If you solicit your team's input on what went well and what didn't, you'll manage those problems better in the future. You'll grow as a team leader, and your team members will improve their own skills. We'll cover each of these stages in this guide. Throughout, I provide sample structured conversations and activities developed from my experience of more than 20 years of consulting with teams. I draw on many real examples, some of them disguised, to show how team leaders have applied the advice in a range of situations. You may feel uncomfortable with some of the activities, at least initially, since they deal with the people side of teams, an area where many leaders struggle, especially those who were promoted because of their technical